And we are back. I'm trusting that you kept that dial right where it was on Amazing 102.5 FM, and we're grateful for it, LaFam. And so we are here wrapping up this episode of respect and representation and all things that, even though we kind of talked about a lot, we kept it right in our inner circles of just kind of really examining how we show up, how we represent ourselves. And so we're going to go for a minute into respect and what that even looks like as we're attempting to leave our mark in this World Women's History Month. But before we do that, I want to make sure, because we kind of toggled off with talking about relationships and networks and connections. And so should you desire to connect with any of my wonderful guests that I have here today, we're going to start all the way down there on the end with Chandra and allow her to again let you know how you can stay connected to her or even get connected if that's your desire. What you got, Chandra?
Well, as far as my business is alldayprinting.com. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and
Instagram, probably?
Instagram.
All right.
And it's All Day Printing.
All Day Printing. So she's making that real, real easy for y'all. That would be all as an ALL, All Day Printing. And you can find her on all social media platforms. Transitioning right on over to you.
Hi, I'm Cashel Kelly. You can find me on all social media at Cashel Kelly. That's KACHELLE. KELLY, and same with the website, CashelKelly.com.
Okay, what social media platforms? All of them?
All of them.
All of them, all the platforms. And then if you happen to see the initials KK, that's her too, honey, but that's
Yes.
nickname status. And you got to work your way. You can't join in, you got to be born in. If you see some KKs, that would be her.
I've let them in with PK with KK.
You let them in? All right. So absolutely. And then earlier you were talking about an organization. I don't know if you want to let the people know about that too, or if that's kind of, okay.
No, it's called the Strong Friends Society. It's a mental health space for powerhouse women that we do so much for so many people, but it says check on your strong friends. People
Yes.
rarely do. So this
Yes.
is the organization where I am very dedicated on checking on the strong friend
Yeah.
and empowering the strong friend. So that's the strong, without the V, strongfriendsociety.com.
Yeah, and the reason I highlight that, Cashel, and I know that you've participated, because I'm in that same zone. You know, we do lunch and lifts, and I be telling people, and your mentees can't come,
Yes.
right? It's with that same kind of vibe. Like, yeah, people say check on your strong friends, but there has to be portals in which that's possible. So that's why I certainly wanted to highlight Strong Friends Society, because it's necessary. We're going to toggle right on over to you, Sharon. What you got?
So you can find me on Facebook, Positive Life Learning, and you can find me on Instagram, the same, Positive Life Learning. The website is www.positivelifelearning.org.
Yeah, thanks for that, Sharon. And I know for you, you said that even the lunch and lifts are a lifeline for you. And I want to make that, like, toggle that into this whole thing about respect, because you were saying in one of the sharings that it's about that thing where people know, check on your strong friends to that point, but that it's seldom a pause where people really ask you what, how you're doing or that sense. And so would you in any way see if somebody's really trying to respect you, what would that look like as it relates to honoring that mental wellness space for you?
Respect that I'm telling you what I have, and don't use it to your ability to
your advantage.
To your advantage. I'm sorry, and respect me when it's happening, and not try to manipulate or downplay what I'm saying, and allow me time to get through it.
Yeah. So let's talk about what that looks like, and all of you are welcome to join in. Is it like when, like, maybe somebody asks you how you're doing and you're attempting to say whatever it is and you get the whole, girl, you all right.
Yeah. You need to go to church.
Them quick fix answers.
You need to call my pastor.
Yeah.
Do you know your pastor?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you know your pastor. And I that boundary, you know, for me is very important. It's sad sometimes that you even have to go there and tell them the unknown, which they should already know. God put mental health here, therapists, doctors, for a reason.
Yeah.
So they're not just here just because.
Yeah.
And not everything you can go to your pastor and just talk about. And you may not feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So I've gotten that. You
Yeah.
know, oh, you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Pray
or
about it.
Pray about it. Or did you eat?
What the Girl, I'm over here having a meltdown. I promise you some French fries
does
not
that
gonna
have to
fix
do,
it.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And
So-
it's unfortunate, but at times, you know, you just have to keep pushing through and educating them.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I was
yes.
about to say.
You
That
have
it's,
to
it's a
educate.
teachable moment
Yeah.
Yes.
sometimes because they don't know what they don't know.
They don't
Yeah.
know. And
So how does that show up then for you, Kashelle, when we're talking about respect and finding out what it really means to me? What does that look like?
Well, I was going through, I was having a down moment, which I rarely talk about with my girl gang, and I said something that was off color, that was very, very uncharacteristic of me, and nobody caught it, you know. And I said, and I was like, well, and I could have gone there to say, hey, nobody cares about me. No, they
Yeah.
don't know what they don't know. So
Yeah.
it became a teachable moment of
Yeah.
saying that, you know, look out for signs when people are saying or
Yeah.
doing things that are off.
That's good.
Or, you know, and then don't let it be your go-to to show empathy and not let it be about you.
Yes.
Because we immediately say things that, you know,
Yep.
to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't. That's fine. And, you know,
Yeah.
let's keep a thing right
Yes,
now.
right.
Because that person needs you, and we don't have the tools sometimes
Yeah.
to say what we need to say. For instance, me losing my dad,
Yeah.
I had two other friends that lost their dads, and I had to go back and apologize for not being
So
there for
to
them
be
because I
present.
could not understand, or I did not want to enter the space of not having my
Yes,
dad.
yes.
So therefore, I didn't have the empathy or the
Yes.
tools to be there for them
Yes,
in the
get
manner
that.
that they needed me, because
Yes.
I did not want to think about death and think
Yes.
about
Yeah.
losing my dad.
Yes.
But it wasn't that I didn't love them, I didn't care, or I was being insensitive. It was just that
Yeah.
I didn't have the tools at the moment
Yes.
until I had to walk through it.
Yes.
Right?
You weren't even aware
I wasn't
that you
even
were
aware.
unaware.
I was unaware that I was
Yeah.
unaware.
So I like that then for you, when we're talking about respect, and even in this context of just being women, respect is being able to use teachable moments,
Yeah.
to not assume that people can read your mind or just
Yes.
know what you need,
Yes.
but then to live true to what you need and be able to articulate it
Yeah.
and speak to it. So for you, I said something out of character, and somebody gonna pick up a sign and kind of see that that's me
Yeah.
screaming for
Right,
help.
right.
But you chose in the moment to say, while I need those feelings to be validated, it's real for me. I'm not going to give you the responsibility of interpreting my signal. I'm
Yes.
going to slow down
Yes.
enough and
Yes.
teach you that I'm
Yes.
trying to signal
Yes.
because I'm out of character and I need somebody to help me.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Instead
Yeah?
of being offended. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, women especially, walk around so offended
Yeah.
in relationships because you expecting a me out of me. And
Yes.
and you can't do that. You have
Yeah.
to say, this does not make them a bad friend. This does
Yeah.
not make me a bad friend. This
Yeah.
is a teachable moment for us.
Yeah.
Is probably, you know, a little heavier than what we're used to talking about, but
Yes.
it's necessary.
Yes.
You know, how we navigate through life, because things are going to happen. Life be life,
Life
right?
for everybody.
For everybody.
And
So
give them
yeah,
the
it's a teachable
opportunity.
moment.
Yeah.
And give them the opportunity to do their research.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, and allow them to, you know, say their apologies and we're done.
Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
done. We're
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
We're
You
done.
know?
People love you the best way they know how.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? And
yes.
you can't
yes.
crucify them because it doesn't look like the way that you think
that you need love,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
I love that, like in this context of talking about respect, then it is not just what we expect to receive as respect, but also what we expect to give. And this idea that there's some reciprocity
Yeah.
in this whole process. Join us, Chandra. What you want to add to this when you're thinking about respect and respect in your space as you try to do life and leave your impact in the context of just Women's History Month, and we all want to live and feel like we left some type of meaning. What does respect look like for you?
For me, I treat people the way that I want to be treated. So, so for me, I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of women, beautiful
Yes.
women, that other women, they're jealous of them, you know, and
No, it's fine.
It's okay.
they're jealous of them, and it's like, why are you jealous of them?
Yeah.
God created them.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I love people.
Yes.
I love people. You know, so, and I'm a giver. So for me, it's like,
No, you're fine.
great.
You're fine.
because right now it's like I know what I want to say, but I'm not saying, I'm not expressing it. But I guess I'm trying to touch on we shouldn't be jealous. of
Why?
others.
Yeah.
Just- yeah.
We should love each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
All you women are beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Inside
So are
and
you.
outside.
Yeah.
And we should just, help each other. And
Yeah.
That's what you're
Not-
saying. Like, you're a giver. Why do I need to be jealous of somebody else when
Yeah.
when God is no respecter of person?
Yeah.
I
We
understood
get
very
you.
well what
We
you were
were
saying.
following you.
I was following it.
And I want to just say that as we prepare to just end this episode, I think Chandra, what you are doing in this moment is exactly what the audience needs. Like,
Yes.
they can't, well, some of them, if they're watching social media, they can see you lipping like, I'm sorry. And it is that, it is the journey. It is literally who we are being right now that exudes respect. It's holding space for somebody who's not a 1,000 words like Cashel and I, who's not glamored up like Sharon, right? It's you being you
Yes.
and being able to say, I'm sorry, because I feel like I'm messing up. And us being able to say, no, you in here, girl. you girl, get on it. Like, this is what it
Exactly.
is. And this is the beautiful part about who we are. And even I see you water tearing up, and it's okay. It's like, it's great.
love
Like,
that.
you're here. And so then for anybody who's listening, and even for you, because I know this journey, I know what is, I know y'all not gonna believe it, but I used to literally stand outside of a door, because the church that we used to be in, that pastor would call on you impromptu.
Yeah.
Honey, I would stand outside the door because I wanted him to be so far in the message that he wouldn't call on me.
Yeah.
You would never think that by how much I talk now, but I'm saying this to you because I know then what that will feel like. You will leave here, and if you're not careful, you will beat yourself up for every time you got nervous or every time you thought you didn't say something perfect. And the reality is that's what the lift is about. For any woman who's listening, who's doing something scared, trembling, with tears coming out of their eyes, yeah, this is who we are. And for every Cashel who
great.
reaches over and rubs your knee and rubs your hand and say, you got it, that's who we are. For every Sharon who's nodding at a girlfriend and saying, you got this, that's who we are. So this the lift. And as we prepare to wrap up this episode of respect and representation, man, I appreciate our guests for being here. You represent who we are. We don't need to perfected us. This is just us. And so thank you for each showing up as you really are. We're grateful. And if you're listening today, we truly do hope that you got at least one little old nugget that can help you to feel empowered and inspired. And for Eric, who's helping us every step of the way, thank you for that and for giving us a funeral fan to fan while it's hot. We appreciate
yes,
you.
thank you.
And with that being said, we hope you tune in next week for another episode of The Lift.
Great job.
Thank y'all so much. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.